I'm the CEO of Outcrop Gold. We're still maintain a prospect generator business model in that we're trying to venture several projects, but we are drilling our high-grade Santa Ana silver gold project in North Tolima, Colombia. Forward-looking statements that warn you of unforeseen risks or occurrences that may prevent the predicted outcome. I have 36 years experience in kind of all ranges of geologic disciplines, from grassroots through development, through mining, and regional type exploration, generative exploration programs. I was fortunate to put the first hole in what is now Barrick's Gold Rush project in Nevada, part of the Cortez joint venture. Otherwise, everyone else has either experience in South America or direct experience in Colombia. I point out a director is Ian Slater. He's a great mine entrepreneur, adds a lot of enthusiasm to the company. He's been involved in permitting mines in Colombia. He has two current companies in Colombia that are becoming active. Jay Sujor has worked on his boards frequently, and he has a good legal background and understands the framework of operating in Colombia. We have 109 million shares outstanding. We have 170 million fully diluted. Our last public financing or reported financing was in June, and as Gwen mentions, we have a bought deal in the process of closing, and it's going to be upsized. Top shareholders are Eric Sprott, I believe he's still at 19.9, 10% approximately in funds, and Outcrop Management owns 25% of the company. So Santa Ana, it's our flagship. It's famous for Colombia anyway. Colonial era high-grade silver and gold district. The Spanish Royal Archives and those records can be retrieved still to date, report 14 mines producing an average of 4 kilograms silver over an average true width of 1.4 meters and up to 17 kilograms silver. Our best hole late last year was 0.95 meters of 10.8 kilograms silver equivalent per ton. So it's these kind of numbers that the Spanish mined are things that we can drill. I'll just touch upon this briefly, is that we've increased the property to 25,000 hectares through acquisition, highway access, high tension grid power, water, strong community support, and in Colombia, as a concern, sometimes we have very excellent security conditions in contrast. We're 5 for 5 on targets providing large high-grade ore chutes. The weighted average for all significant holes, which is about 50 out of 67 holes, is 1.45 kilograms on a weighted average basis, equivalent silver per ton, over an average true thickness of 0.8 to 1.2, depending on what chute you're in. Again, I'll mention is we have the best intercept is 0.95 meters of 70 grams gold, 5.55 kilograms silver, or 10.8 kilograms equivalent silver per ton. We recently, the expansion of the project through application and acquisition of those applications has in the position now where we control veins that are indicated by either workings or actual mines that are 30 kilometers long and a belt over 12 kilometers wide. Obviously, the acquisition is well timed for the what people are seeing as a quite likely surge in silver prices. The original 700 hectares is there on the left. That's 14 kilometers of cumulative strike zone of vein projections. It's a network of north-northeast high angle veins and northwest lower moderate angle veins. In contrast to a lot of the Colombian rainforest, you can actually see outcrops at surface, and between the outcrops and a really high number of primitive historic workings, you can trace the veins fairly accurately. While it's a narrow vein system, there are instances and areas where you can composite wall rock and vein. And in this case, in the Roberto Tovar, come up with 18 meters at 450 equivalent grams silver per ton. That's an important number because I think most recently reported of the 10 largest or most important silver mines in the world are now only producing at about 300 equivalent grams silver per ton. So it provides a lot of latitude of mining method, bulk underground in places combined with narrow risu mining where you have narrow veins and extremely high grade. This is just a map of the chutes projected to surface. You can't see very well the high angle ones, but the low angle ones you can see well. The 5 chutes discovered in 2020 and early 21 are La Ivana, Megapozo, Roberto Tovar, El Dorado, and San Juan. In drilling El Dorado, we actually hit the down dip extension of the La Ivana chute at least 400 or 350 meters. And we'll be testing chutes are open in almost all directions. Our exploration objective will be to identify 5 to 7 new chutes in 21. We have 4 or 5 targets. We have 5 targets ready to drill, and our objective is to have 10 to 12 chutes discovered at the end of this year, and at that point possibly make a resource maiden resource estimation. This is just an example of the El Dorado, and it's similar to other high-grade chutes. They're clustered. Here's the El Dorado extending from surface 200 meters and open, completely open at depth. There's another vein 100 meters to the east that is more of a low angle set, and that appears to be parallel but higher in elevation than the El Dorado, the La Ivana zone. The high grades, of course, are beautiful. That's why the grades there, massive sulfides, veinlets, and druzy bugs, more coliform banded quartz and sulfide breccias. So a lot of different events. We have epithermal textures, but in some places on lower relief areas, lower elevations on the property, we think we're seeing some actually orogenic prevalent habit. This will just give you a quick idea of what the chutes look like. This is La Ivana. This is that contour. It's a simple solids model with inverse distance of the grade, just for a rough idea of what we might be looking at. That contour is greater than 10 grams equivalent gold per ton, or 800 grams equivalent silver per ton. Well-defined, continuous. This one averages 0.6 meters over 200 meters by 210 meters. And as I just mentioned, the drilling to the west hit it at 350 meters depth. This is an example of Roberto Tovar. The chutes extend through historic workings and extend at least 200 meters in depth where they're open along rake. The high-grade margins are somewhat artificial because this is the limit of drilling. This is what we're doing to develop targets. There seems to be a very high correlation of gradient resistivity combined with chargeability to map the vein structure. This has actually helped us put together 8 more targets ahead of us. 3 of them are ready to drill, but we'll be able to move on these sequentially. Currently, we have 2 rigs turning, and we are going to average about 2,400 meters per month. This is the acquisition. These vein trends, they're of course somewhat inferred at this scale, that they extend at least 30 kilometers. 2 kilometers south of Santa Ana original concession, we have a mine called the Mina Cristo that has high-grade silver. Farther down, we have the Frias mine, which we control. The Frias mine has produced 10 million ounces of silver at least from a very small footprint before 1907. Everyone asks what do these things look like, what you compare. I just quickly, and I'll just speak to our metrics, is our veins are about 0.8 meters to 1.2 meters. I think that's narrower than Vizsla. I just took all holes presented in press releases and did a weighted average grade. We're at 1.45 kilograms. Our average chute scale is 250 meters by 350 meters in open, and we have 5 chutes with good drill definition, and we have 1 more identified in the Paraíso vein. The comparison really needs to be made to producers that mine these kind of veins. I dug through the 43101s of the Ying mine area of Silver Corp. They're mining 0.7 meters to 0.8 meter veins, 415 equivalent grams silver, diluted head grade, but small chutes, but numerous small chutes in a big area. But they're mining veins like our veins, and they're producing silver at less than $7 US per ounce. Our social responsibility pillars, we know we're doing okay because we were able to actually permit Santa Ana within 2 months, and then we were able to, we're fully permitted essentially for another 12,000 meters at least in 2021. It's just building trust with the community, letting the community know you're eventually going to provide some opportunities, and just be a good neighbor to the community. So the corporate catalysts, I'll just quickly, there'll be a continuous news flow of assays once we get rolling after the break in January. We should be putting on assays every 2 to 3 weeks. What we hope to do is discover 5 to 7 additional high-grade chutes like we have now. We are looking at some accretive acquisition within the larger 25,000 hectares that constitute basically historic mines. And then with regard to other projects, we have another project with extremely high grade veins up to 22.5 grams gold with 10 to 1 silver gold in grouped vein systems that extend for 4 to 6 kilometers. If we get permits in there, we'd actually be doing a scout drilling program and drilling 2 high-grade projects simultaneously.